All right, so Josh, would you like to tell us a bit about the urban legend about the rake?
Yeah. So the Rake is this human-like creature that roams around in the woods at night, and specifically at night. He stalks his prey, usually teenagers that roam around in the woods. He usually hunts them. And usually he's very specific on who he chooses to stalk, and the people that he chooses to stalk on, the people he lets live, he manages to mark them, and he'll follow you home and just start to watch you constantly until you just practically just want to give yourself up to him as a sacrifice, if you will.
Now, Josh, that sounds terrifying. Have you had any experiences with the rake itself?
As a matter of fact, I did, believe it or not. When I was about 5 years old, I saw the rake come into my bedroom and sit on my bed. And I cried like a baby for about 4 or 5 minutes before my parents walked in, and boom, he was just vanished. He was gone. And ever since then, I've been fascinated and obsessed with the rake. That I've just been like, I got to learn more about it. I never seen him after that, but I know specifically that was the rake because
Josh, you said that the rake only goes after teenagers, and you were 5 years old.
yeah.
So, shifting gears, Josh, you are in production of a feature-length film about the rake. Do you care to
Oh,
talk about that
yeah.
at all?
So my film. So ever since I've been fascinated with the rake, I wanted to do this feature length film about the rake, and I figured, hey, it's fascinates the fuck out of me. So I wrote a script which was like 5 pages, and then I made the film centered around this boy who had an encounter like myself at the same similar age, where he has an encounter with a rake, and his mom gives him medication to where over the years he's kind of forgotten about it. He moves away from his hometown, forgets about his friend. He finds a box and he has to go back to his hometown to recollect his memories while encountering the rake.
Josh, thank you so much for this interview, and I look forward to checking out that film you talked about.
So it releases on YouTube on October 7th on Joshua Films. Remember, that's Joshua Films. Honestly, I think it'll be the best film you'll ever see, and I think it's going to top my last feature length film. So, yeah, be sure to check that out. And thank you, Brian, for having me. It's been a pleasure to talk about my past trauma.
You got it, Josh. So here we are in the game itself. We can already see from the title screen that there are some news articles about UFOs, which is another completely unrelated urban legend to the Rake. You can see underneath Start Game, there's a little picture of the Rake itself right there. So let's get into the game. So right now we are in what appears to be a trailer. Again, another urban legend. This time it's Bigfoot. So far we've got the Rake, UFOs, and now Bigfoot. Again, very interesting to see what's going to actually be in this game in the forest out here outside of our trailer. Looking closer at the board here, we see another picture of the Rake. We see a map of what looks to be the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, or maybe it's the Northeast of America. It could also be Canada or Europe. I don't actually know what this is a map of, to be honest. So heading outside, it looks to be a really nice day. Sun still just rising. Sky's clear. I thought we could just go for a bit of a walk around the forest here and just see what we find. What's that? Okay, I just saw something. Looked to be some sort of black, shadowy figure. Okay, I don't know what that was. It could be the Rake, or it could be something else. I think it's safe to go outside now, though. Okay, I think it's gone. So before we go out, looking into the forest, it's good to remember the rules of, the great outdoors. First of which is to always stay hydrated and carry enough food with us. I think we should be good on that. We have plenty of daylight, so it's not going to get dark anytime soon. Number 3, most important, don't get lost. Upon initial inspection of our surroundings, I can confidently say that we are lost. I'm staying on the lookout for that creature we saw back at the trailer. I haven't seen it so far. Maybe I can... You see that? What is that? There it is again. It doesn't appear to be dangerous, so I'm gonna try to get a closer look. Where'd it go? The fact that it just seemingly just disappeared on us leads me to believe that it could either be a ghost or some sort of other entity such as a Wendigo or Skinwalker. I haven't heard of the Rake having these disappearing properties at all. I gotta say, all things considered, we may be getting chased by weird shadowy creatures, and we may be lost, but it is a really nice day outside. I'm not sure if this vantage point really helps us. Just looks like a bunch of trees and low render distance. Seems like we found a bit of a swamp over here. This isn't really someplace I'd want to hang out. I can't imagine the Rake would want to hang out here either. So it might be best to just leave. It looks like the sun is just about setting. So we should think about getting back home pretty soon. I believe if we just follow these mountains to the right, it should lead us back to the trailer. If not, then I don't know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. There it is. Okay, I don't think it saw us. I want to see if I can get a closer look. Okay, it's just behind those trees up there. Now that I'm getting a good look at it, it doesn't look like the photos of the Rake I've seen online. Oh, I don't know what that is. That's definitely not a Rake. Oh, and there's the same one from before. Well, we know for sure there's at least 2 different creatures out here. Neither of which look to be the Rake. Is he coming towards me? Nope, okay, I'm out. Nope, I'm out. So we just had a really close encounter with what I honestly believe to be a Skinwalker. Which is very similar to the Rake, although not exactly the Rake. As we know by now, we haven't found any evidence of the Rake existing, but I still think what we saw can prove the existence of skinwalkers in these very woods. And honestly, I'm satisfied with that. We didn't find Bigfoot though. Maybe that's some type of unlockable character or DLC in this game. I don't know. We can check that out in another episode, I think. Anyways, based on the sun, it should be nighttime pretty soon. I don't want to stick around for that or anything. After what we saw in the woods, too much. I don't want to risk it. So I think I'm gonna call it there on this expedition. Yeah, I thought it was pretty productive, even though we didn't find the rake. There was a lot of interesting things we did see. I'm happy with that, and I think I'm ready to call it a night for now.